Well, hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the reissue of the Seiko Samurai. This one is the SRPB51, and I'll be describing this one, but this review would pertain to all the new Samurais. They all have the same movements and all the same basic functions. It's just that there'll be changes in the color of the bezel, maybe the hands, and the face are going to be different, and whether certain models come on the bracelet and certain models come on a rubber strap. So that'll be the differences, but basically they're all the same watch. And before I go any further, let's do a wristwatch check. And today I'm wearing a Luminox, my all stainless steel color mark, which has a screwed on crown, screwed on back, and of course it has the tritium encapsulated dials and indices. So I'll be doing a review of this watch soon as well. And it's on their so-called rubber strap. I always thought it was silicone, but these straps are a high quality polyurethane, and they're the softest, most comfortable so-called rubber straps that I found. So anyway, I'll be doing a review of that soon. But getting back to the Samurai. So really love this watch. I like it so much that I rediscovered Seiko with the Seiko Turtle last year. And when I was in Macy's again, my wife was clothes shopping. I said, I'm going to go to Macy's and look at the watches. And I saw the Samurais for the first time, and I bought one on the spot. They had like a double sale, so I got a really good price on this one. And they had two, so I got to pick one that everything would be lining up as far as the indices, the chapter ring, and the bezel pip here. And I guess some of them, whether it's a Turtle or the Samurai, sometimes the chapter ring doesn't align with the index for the 12 o'clock. And for a $550 watch or the $425 to $550 on some of these are the retail. You usually get them for less if you get a Seiko discount at the dealer or wherever you're buying it from. But if you can get your hands on one and make sure they align if that bothers you. And some are worse than others. If it's really way off, I'm not sure too many people will be happy with that. But as you can see here, they are all aligned perfectly. And what they are talking about is, here you get the center line on the 12 o'clock index, and as you can see right above it there is the chapter ring index, and it's perfectly aligned, and then the bezel clicks right into that spot as well. So really nice alignment on this particular Seiko. The angular case, as you can see, is really well done, really nice execution, and everything on it is high quality finishing. Here you can see the brushed stainless steel sides. This is 316L stainless steel that Seiko uses for their divers. And as you can see here, the angular concept is even done on the crown guards. And what they did on the bottom here, as you can see, they really relieved it, which is really nice for unscrewing and screwing in the screwed on crown here. Even though it has really nice knurls and they're not sharp, but nice grippy enough, as you can see. Really nice access with the relief here. You got a lot of surface area, no problem unscrewing that or screwing that back in. And as you can see, it has a matte finish brushed on the ends, nice little step, and it's an unsigned crown. While we're here, you can see that the lugs are drilled, so that makes it really easy bracelet or strap installation, removal, and so forth. You got 22 millimeters from lug to lug. So this carries a 22 millimeter strap, bracelet, NATO, whatever you want to put on there. They all look really nice. So you have brushed on the sides, and on this end here you can see it's got a really nice polishing in between. There you go, nicely high polished compared to the brushed sides. Just really nice case shape, very, very comfortable. Okay, so the dimensions on the watch are, it's a 43.8 millimeter diameter watch, not including the crown, right around 44 millimeter. And the lug to lug distance, which is from here over to here, lug to lug is 48 millimeters, which is on the smaller side, so smaller wrists can carry it. It wouldn't be like a 52 millimeters, which you see a lot on dive watches. So that's only 48 millimeters. And then the thickness, looking at it this way, is right around 13 millimeters, which isn't bad for a really heavy duty dive watch. Also, as mentioned before in the strap, from lug to lug this way. We got 22 millimeters, so that'll be a 22 millimeter bracelet strap that goes with it. As mentioned on the strap here, it's 4.1 ounces. So that's it for the dimensions. I'm not even mention anything about the writing on the watch. So as we can see here, it says Seiko at the top. Then we have the Prospect logo, automatic, and divers 200 meter for the 200 meter water resistance. The bigger side, but a good size for a diver, but it carries very, very well. Over on the back, you can see that we have a really nicely done screw down case back, all stainless steel as well, obviously. So with the screw down crown and the screw down back, you have a 200 meter water resistance on this ISO certified diver. So it's a real diver, scuba diving, whatever you want to do, this will be able to handle that. That's all nicely done. No faulting on the fit and finish. If you look at the bezel here, we see we have a beautiful knurling on the sides, really easy to grip. So it's really meant to be gripped, I think, on the ends here. You see you have the polished ends above the strap. That'll be covered up by the bracelet if you had a bracelet option. And before I forget, on the bracelet, this came on a bracelet. I have one patty, I have one turtle, and I have two samurais. I loved it so much I went out and bought another one, the patty special edition. I'll be doing that in my next video. Well, as a matter of fact, let's show it to you. This is the one I bought after that. And I'll be doing a review of this next. That's my next one I'm going to be doing a review on. Very similar. And there's all different differences, and I'll show you what they are. So I bought that one. So you're going to have differences there on the hands and the colors and so forth. And this review pertains to all the samurais. They're just color differences on the hands, the backgrounds, the bezel, and so forth. So on the bezel here, on the ends, it makes it easy, really easy to grip. You can hear a nice quality, 120 click unidirectional bezel. On a dive watch, you don't want it to go both ways, so it only goes counterclockwise. You're never going to bump it and have less time underwater than you really were, which would be dangerous. And here's the that beigey gray color from 0 to 15 minutes. And the minutes are not marked from 0 to 15, but it does when it gets to 20 and so forth, around the 60 minutes. Great for timing things. All you do is take the pip, whether you're diving or doing things terrestrially, walking around, put it there, and then it'll count the elapsed time as the, let's say you take a walk, you want to see how long you're walking, like I do every day. I take a walk, boom, I just throw that on the minutes, and as I walk, it'll start counting down, it'll start counting the elapsed time. So I can see if I walked 40 minutes, which is common. So that works really great. As I said, it lines up. Really quality bezel. Also, what's happening here is this, the stainless steel on the edge is a slight lip here. So there's a slight, tiny lip, which protects the bezel. It's really nice. From if you drop it or something, this will help to protect it, unless you land it right here. Likewise, the Hardlex crystal, this is Hardlex, not sapphire. All their divers are Hardlex for being so rugged compared to sapphire, which may shatter. And it's also cheaper to manufacture in this price range. But there's also a step down to the crystal, so the bezel is protecting the crystal, which is really nice. All the research I've done, I couldn't find that there's any anti-reflective coating on the Hardlex crystal, so you're going to get a little bit of reflections like you do here of the outside, but really very clear overall. I don't have an issue with that. And the way that it's not a bubble or anything, so the way that it's designed, you're going to get not that many reflections. It might get smudgy if you touch it with oily hands or something, but that's easily wiped away. So really nice execution on the bezel. Also, the bezel is angled down this way. So it's higher here, and then it comes down this way. I believe the turtles is the opposite, but we'll go over that when I do the turtle, but that one's going in a different direction. So they have an overall different look, besides the bezel and the case are going to be different on the turtle. So completely different looking watches, depends on what you like. The Luminova, Super Luminova on the indices and on the pip and on all three hands is really, really bright, as you can see on the photos that I put on this video. That's incredibly bright. I don't know if you can see it now. It's charged up a little bit. Knock off this light. And there you go. Look, there's still light in here, and you can still see how bright that is. The second hand is really well done on the Luminova as well. It has an arrow with a red tip, and the tip extends all the way over to the end almost. So you could do some precise timing, because it goes enough over to the chapter ring to see the second hand. As you can see, the back has a waffle pattern. Some people call it a Clos de Paris, but that's really hobnob. It's the opposite. Instead of having sunken in like a waffle, those are pushed up, and this doesn't have that. These are basically sunken in little square holes, which gives it a nice matte finish and makes it really easy to see the time. Something else that they've done on these new Samurais is they've polished the hands. So where there's no Luminova, if you look at the stainless steel, it's beautifully polished, makes it very, very legible. One of the reasons it was called by watch aficionados the Samurai is the Samurai style angles on the case, but also the sword minute hand with the polished sides. There's a slight counterweight on the other side of the second hand, as you can see. Let's see if we got it. You got the broad arrow for the minute hand. Really nice execution on the dial, no complaints, just wonderful. Love it, very easy to see. So these Luminox professional versions of the polyurethane straps, this one comes off, I believe, the 8400 series of Luminox watches. But if you look at their lineup, most of their polyurethane watches, straps are around $40, and this one's $60. This one's a little bit thicker. What's really nice about it too is it doesn't say Luminox on it, which I don't mind. But on the Seiko watch, I don't want it to say Luminox. So it doesn't have anything on it at all. It has this sort of a tropical feel with these little channels in it. It's got the double keepers with the double pin buckle. On the underside, it's relieved, so sweat and debris won't collect. Really, really nice, awesome strap. Look how it twists. It's just incredibly flexible. And what I like most about it is that it comes in 22 millimeter as standard, exactly what's needed on the Seiko watch. And also when you're wearing it and you want to adjust it when you're out, a lot of rubber straps are so sticky that it's really hard just to change the buckle and to put the rubber strap through the keepers. You know, my Hurst strap is a good quality strap, but it's a nightmare trying to get it through these keepers with one hand. This one, you could change the location of the hole while you're wearing the watch in literally like 15 seconds. So really easy to quickly change. Highly recommend this Luminox Professional polyurethane strap. It feels a lot like silicone if you're used to that, but really, really nice. Anyway, enough about the straps. That's 22. The bracelet that comes with it. It just so happens that I'm not doing bracelets right now. This watch, let's talk about the weight now, since we're talking about the bracelet, which is very heavy. The bracelet is 3.9 ounces. That's how much most watches weigh for everything, let alone just the bracelet itself. And the reason why that is because it's all solid stainless steel. Really well made bracelet. A lot of people put that bracelet down, but it comes with the watch. For the price point, it's a really great bracelet. It has a really nice clasp. There's no problem with opening or close it. I sold all mine. By coincidence, every iteration of the Turtle or the Samurai that I wanted happened to come on a bracelet. Some of them come on rubber straps, so I'd probably have the Seiko rubber straps, which people really love. And I want one, but the 3 watches I bought so far all came on bracelets. So because the bracelets are 3.9 ounces, I have large wrists. You take out 1 or 2 links, and I think it was down to 3.7 ounces. The head of these watches, the Turtles and the Samurais, are 3.2 ounces. So if you're trying to figure out how much these watches weigh, the head itself is 3.2 ounces on all of them. and the bracelet is 3.9 without any links coming out. So you're looking at over 7 ounces with the bracelet, which is almost half a pound. If you think about it, you have a half a pound of weight on your wrist. However, the weight of the bracelet offsets the weight of the watch on the turtles and the samurais, so it's a really well balanced combination. So there's no problem with that well balanced. If you have it set with the micro adjustments well on the bracelet, it's going to be very comfortable. It's just going to be heavy. And I'm doing rubber straps right now. So this rubber strap weighs less than an ounce, and I think Seikos are very similar. This is 0.9 ounces for the strap. So together it's 4.1 ounces for the whole thing, and that's really reasonable for a rugged all stainless steel dive watch. So the movement in this watch is a 4R35, and that will have the sweep second hand. It has a 21,600 beats per hour, so you have a sweep second hand, but it's not a high beat like a 24, 28, is that what it is, that you would see from ETA, and that one has a 28,000 beats per hour range. So the sweep handle will be a little bit more fine, and then they have 36 beat per hour ones, really high beat ones, which will be silky smooth, but you're looking at more high-end watches. So this is a really robust, amazing movement. It is hacking, which means that you can stop the second hand. So if you unscrew the crown, and this is where you would wind it if you wanted to, and you pull it all the way out and it stops. So you can stop the second hand. And I use that if I haven't worn the watch in a week and I put it back on. I want to set it to the atomic clock, and then I can see how well the automatic watch is keeping time. Because when you first get a watch, you want to do that. You want to time it, because if it's way off, you want to return that. There's a problem with the movement. You really want to check that out. So I set it to the atomic time, and I have atomic watches that connect to Colorado here in the United States. And so I set it, and these watches are getting really good rate results. I think this movement is allowed up to like plus 18 or minus 10, something like that. You could correct me if you wanted. It's going to be something like that, though. Not in cost specs, as it were, which I think cost is usually no more than plus 7 or minus 5, and that'll be within cost. And a lot of the ETA movements do that, no problem. But my Seiko Turtle and both my Seiko Samurais have been within plus or minus 7. So one of my Seikos, the Samurais, one of my Samurais is doing plus 4 a day, and one is doing about plus 6 a day, and one of my Seikos is doing about minus 4 a day. And those are all within cost specs. So I'm getting really excellent rate results on this movement. And this is really a robust, reliable movement as well. Seiko is giving these watches, both the Turtles and the Samurais, a 3-year warranty that you get if you buy your watch from an authorized Seiko dealer, which I did with all 3. I bought 2 from Macy's. Macy's has been getting really good sales. And if you buy one of their watches there, you can handle it. And I don't get anything from Macy's for my plug for Macy's, but I'm having really good luck with them. My wife tends to go shopping sometimes every couple months for clothes or something. I'll go with her sometimes, and I tell her, look, I'm going to go to Macy's, look at the watches, and that was my my downfall on my watch addictions, because I got hooked on Seikos again there, and I keep buying them, which is a good thing. You might hear the thunderstorms. There's one rolling through. So I got to finish up this review. But anyway, those movements are really rugged. You get a 3-year warranty. If you buy it from a gray market, you might get it cheaper, but they usually give their own, which is typically like a 2-year warranty. So this is an ISO certified watch. Oh, before I forget on the movements, this is the 4R35. You also see 4R36 movements, and if you see reference to that one adds the day complications. So right over here, you will get the day of the week. And that's the only difference between those 2 movements. They're all very, very nice movements. And it's one of the reasons why I got obsessed with Seiko watches again, especially Seiko divers. Just really good bang for the buck. These watches are retailing either between $525, maybe $500 to $550 is the retail price, depending on whether it has a bracelet or not, and whether it's a limited edition or a special edition. You're going to see that. Here's a picture of the back again. while I figure out if I forgot to mention anything on this watch. The unidirectional bezel that I went over that it has, super luminova. Oh, the indices here, if you look, they are bordered with a really nice stainless steel border. Look at that. Really a high-end finishing touch. Instead of just applied, there are, instead of just the luminova, you actually have a border on all the indices. Really, really nicely done. I even like the way they did it here next to the date window. They made sure that they put something there. Yeah, that's really nice. All right, so I think I covered everything. The weight, the dimensions. It's a not very thick watch. It carries very, very nicely. It's not too thick. Highly recommend. So the pros of the watch are high visibility dial, high visibility hands, day or night, screwed on crown, 200-meter water resistance, carries well, not too heavy. Beautiful 120 click bezel action. Here's a close-up of the watch. Really beautiful knurling on the side, on the bezel, really easy to grip, especially here. There's so much room to grab it. It's one of my complaints with the Seamaster by Omega. It's a really great watch, but it is so hard to turn that bezel. You can't, it's really flat. You can't grab it on the sides. You got to kind of push from the top. If your hands are wet, I can't imagine that it would work very well, which I tried. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work very well. This is really, really nice. And the knurling isn't sharp, but it's grippy. Just perfectly done. You know, there's nothing wrong with the fit and finish. Just an amazing watch. I highly recommend the watch for all those reasons. Quality, 3-year warranty, robust movement, really home runs on the Turtles and the Samurais. Extremely well done. If I had to give any cons at all, it might be that the bracelet's a little heavy, but that's the nature of the beast and what it's made out of. And I can't really think of anything else. There's really a little heavy for some people, maybe, because it's all stainless steel. But that's also the nature of having solid stainless steel watches. And here you can see the writing. It says automatic. Oh, and this is it has the Prospex logo. This is a part of their Prospex line, the diving line, and as are the Turtles. All right, so that's my review for the Seiko Samurai. This is the SR-PB51, and that's the color combination. And I'll be doing the review on all 3 of my Seiko watches. I thought I'd start out with this one, and this is a very elegant one, understated because of the colors. It doesn't have bright colors or anything. So this could be conceivably worn with a suit or a casual dress, whatever you want. Jeans, it'll wear with anything. Really nice iteration, really nice one. And I'm looking forward to doing my next review, which is going to be the Patty Special Edition of the Samurai. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.